Live. Welcome, Door Grow hackers, to the Door Grow Show. If you are a property management entrepreneur that wants to add doors, make a difference, increase revenue, help others, impact lives, and you're interested in growing in business and life, and you're open to doing things a bit differently, then you are a Door Grow hacker. Door Grow hackers love the opportunities, daily variety, unique challenges, and freedom that property management brings. Many in real estate think you're crazy for doing it. You think they're crazy for not, because you realize that property management is the ultimate high trust gateway to real estate deals, relationships, and residual income. At DoorGrow, we are on a mission to transform property management business owners and their businesses. We want to transform the industry, eliminate the BS, build awareness, change perception, expand the market, and help the best property management entrepreneurs win. I'm your host, property management growth expert, Jason Hull, the founder and CEO of DoorGrow. Now, let's get into the show. So, today's topic is how property managers can lower their stress, increase productivity by focusing on health. And so, a lot of times we might not be focused on our health. We might not be thinking that that's a priority. But if you want to make more money, it is, in my opinion, it is essential and it's important in order to get to that next level. And you might be thinking, I'm doing all right financially, I'm doing okay. But I guarantee you'll be doing a lot better if you focus on your health, right? So let's talk about this. And, as property managers, what I hear feedback from my clients is that they deal with a lot of stress, they deal with a lot of challenges. Being a business owner is stressful in general. And there's a baseline level of pressure and noise that we experience running a business. And that baseline is higher and higher usually as you grow your business, unless you get the right support and set up a business in a way that is going to protect you and from the things that are stressing you out and have the business that you want. And you can listen to one of my previous episodes where I talk about the 4 reasons for running a business and that secret 5th reason. But those 4 reasons for running a business really is fulfillment, freedom, contribution, and support. And that means you need to be taken care of. That's support, right? And you need to build the business towards what you want and having the day-to-day that you want and having the life that you want. That's why we have businesses. Otherwise, you might as well just go get a job, right? So here's some of the tools that I use. So one of the most simple, basic things is water, like making sure that you have you're getting hydrated. And so my secret for having really good water, because I'm a little bit of a water snob, is that I distill all of my water. Now, a lot of people are like, well, why would you do that? Why don't you just filter and reverse osmosis and all this stuff? Well, what I like to do, the reason I like to distill water is distilling water removes everything from the water, everything. It removes fluoride, which can screw up like some of your hormone generating, things like your pineal gland, and calcifies that in other areas of your body, right? So it removes heavy metals. It removes all sorts of chemicals by distilling water. It turns it into steam. That steam is then cooled, and then it drips and comes out as pure water with nothing in it. Now, distilled water doesn't taste very good, right? So then I add back into that water what I want to be in it. So real simple, you just go and get a bottle from Amazon of trace minerals. And I do like, I get this, I have this water distilling machine. It takes maybe about 4 hours. It does about 1 liter an hour. So it'll do about, I think, 4 liters of water or something like that. It's almost a gallon. And then I take, once it distills it into a pitcher, I dump that pitcher into a like glass water container. In general, you want your water stored in either glass or metal, right? Stainless steel or something like that. You don't want it sitting in plastic. I avoid plastics as much as possible because they have hormone disruptors and they can screw with your hormones and mess with your testosterone levels if you're a dude, mess with your estrogen levels if you're a female. So I distill the water and then I add trace minerals back in. So the water tastes really good. Like, I really like how it tastes. And you'll have to play around with how much to do, because too much minerals doesn't taste great, and too little, it's going to taste a little flat or weird. But that's how I get, really good water. And then I know it doesn't have a lot of the garbage in it that is going to come through the tap. So what's really interesting is you take that tap water, put it in your distiller. Well, what you see left after using your distiller for weeks, you'll just see this cake of stuff, of like calcification and chemicals and gross stuff. And it's like kind of brown and white. And like, this is stuff that you don't want in your body. And it doesn't smell good. This is what's in your water. So you can see people go and do some sort of electrolysis on water on some YouTube videos, and you'll see they'll hook metal up to water and they'll run like do electrolysis to it, and all the stuff that's in the water, it will turn brown and like green and stuff like this, and it gets really gross. And that doesn't happen on distilled water. There's nothing for it to do that with. Um, it really makes you think, well, maybe I should not be drinking all that garbage, right? So, and it came in handy. Like here in Austin, we had some issues with water during the freeze and some stuff that happened. And we were getting notices like the water is not safe to drink. Make sure you boil your water. I'm like, well, distilled water is boiled water. So there isn't an issue. It kills bacteria, it kills viruses, it kills germs, turning it into steam. Um, so maybe you trust the municipal water, but I don't. So that's first thing is basic water. The other thing is workouts. So let's talk about that. So I don't want to spend a lot of time working out. Some people want to spend an hour, 2 hours. Cool. If that's where, but a lot of people use the excuse, I don't have time to work out. Well, there's a really cool system. It's written by, there's a book written by Dr. Joe Jaquish, I think is how you say his name. But the book title is called Working Out or Why Weightlifting is a Waste of Time and So is Cardio, or something like that. Like weightlifting is a waste of time and so is cardio, something like that. Anyway, you probably find it just based on that. That's not the exact title, but the idea he puts out is that you don't have to spend a ton of time. The ultimate goal is to achieve muscle failure. So what's the fastest way to achieve that, to force your muscles in your body in a state of growth? Well, he developed a system called the X3 bar. So you can just go to X, the letter X, the digit 3, and then bar.com, and you can go get his system. It's like $500, I think, $600. I don't know. And it's everything that you need to develop your musculature in your body. And the workouts only take 10 to 15 minutes. So I'll work maybe about 10, 15 minutes. I can do it every day if I want to. If I'm getting enough rest, I have enough recovery time. I can do a push pull out one day, a push workout one day, and I can do a pull workout the next day, and I can alternate. And then sometimes I take a day off just to recover, or if I didn't get enough sleep, I'll take a day off and that. So that is that's the workout thing. So it's just bands. And the cool thing about the bands with the bar is you can lift a lot more weight than you can with free weights or doing weightlifting. You can lift a lot more weight because the bands are easier at the lowest points of movement where you are most likely to get injured. So I don't have injuries anymore working out. It's better than when I used to work out with a trainer 3 times a week and I'd be incredibly sore. You don't develop soreness, which is weird. I'm a little sore sometimes if I work out aggressively with it, but it's hard because in order for you to get sore, your body has to build up lactic acid, and that usually takes 30 minutes to an hour to really build up lactic acid. So there isn't enough time for you to develop lactic acid to get sore, which means you might think you're not getting enough or need to work out twice a day or like multiple times or do extra reps or extra sets. You don't. Like it's intense enough, and I'm getting musculature gains. I'm growing, and it's only 10, 15 minutes a day. I know it's crazy, right? So, X3 bar. So it's got a hard metal bar. You can connect that then to a band. It has a plate that you stand on. I went the extra step and got the accelerator, which is kind of this vibration plate. They partnered with a company to do a vibration plate, which increases growth hormone. So I'm standing on this vibrating plate when I'm doing the workouts. And you can do squats, you can do deadlifts, you can do bench press, all this with bands. And at the lowest points of movement where you're most likely to get injured with free weights or doing weightlifting, it's the easiest with the band, but then you can exceed the weight that you would be able to do and go beyond that weight, because the band gets harder the further that you push it or the more that you stretch it. And so you can go, and then you can also just do partial movements. So you do a full movement, then you do partial movements until you barely can move it and you hit complete failure. So you can do one set of each movement and get to complete failure really quickly and move on to the next movement. And it only takes a small handful of movements a day, and it's only 10, 15 minutes, right? So I love the X3 bar. Now, the other thing related to that is recovery. So how do I know if my body's recovered enough if I'm not paying attention to soreness like I used to? So I use the Aura Ring, which is spelled Oura, I believe, the Aura Ring. So a lot of celebrities are using this. This is a device that it's actually it's a little computer ring, and it's got little diodes and things that measure, and at night I'll see it in the dark. I'll see it glowing green around my finger. It's measuring my heart rate. It's measuring like my I guess what's going on with my heart, and it tracks this throughout the day. It tracks my sleep patterns, and it gives me a score the next day of a readiness score. It gives me a sleep score. It helps me know, it measures activity. So it helps me know, based on my heart rate while I'm sleeping and my resting heart rate, whether or not I'm recovered enough to do my next workout. And if I'm getting good enough sleep and good enough nutrition, it's never an issue. Like, I'm pretty much ready to work out every day. And so I like the Aura Ring. It helps me know whether or not I should take it easy. I had a late night the other night, having to drive out to pick my fiance up from the airport, and it was late. I got back late and I didn't get enough sleep. So I didn't work out the next day because my readiness score and sleep score was obviously bad and I needed more time to recover. So you can pay attention to those kind of things. If you're sick, things like that, it'll show up that you're not really ready, or you didn't recover. Your heart rate was elevated while you were sleeping. So that was recommended to me by my functional medicine doctor. And it's been a game changer for me in helping me to get good sleep. So sleep is the next big hack, is making sure that you get really good sleep so that you have really good recovery. Now, the other thing that I try to do is get about 10,000 steps a day of walking, just walking, not running, walking. Walking doesn't increase stress response in the body. It tells your nervous system that you're calm and that things are okay. It shifts you out of that fight or flight stress response that we tend to shift into as entrepreneurs. And so walking really can have a calming effect. It also is a form of bilateral stimulation, which is used in EMDR therapy, which helps you deal with emotional stress response and emotional issues. So I like to get a walk in. Usually I try to go for a walk in the morning, and then I might try to go for a walk in the evening. And I also have a walking treadmill from a company called Lifespan. So underneath me right now, I'm standing on it. There is a treadmill underneath my standing desk. So I highly recommend standing desks so that you're standing. But if you want to even step it up even more, literally get a walking treadmill so that you can walk throughout the day. You can control it from a little panel on your desk, and you can get some steps in and movement while you're walking, and maybe kind of multitask just a little bit, right? You're walking, getting some stuff done. I notice it's a little distracting for clients on calls. So I've been trying not to do that during calls and do it in between, or on calls that maybe are with my team or don't matter maybe as much, where it's because it's kind of distracting to see somebody walking and everybody comments on it every time. So I'm tired of having people just comment like, hey, what are you doing walking on a treadmill? And then it turns into a conversation about how cool my treadmill is, and then they want to know about it, and I want to get into whatever we're talking about, right? So but getting some walks in the morning resets your spine. It gets your digestive tract going. It helps you have healthy bowel movements. Like, all of these mechanisms, our bodies were made to move and walk. So I recommend you go for a walk in the morning. You get that sunlight. Sunlight is another health hack. It gives you vitamin D. It helps body processes. Your eyes are attuned to sunlight. So it also, getting sunlight in the morning when you go for a walk, and on your skin, both have been proven to help your body set its circadian rhythm and to get better like energy and better sleep, and biological processes happen. So going out into the sunlight, getting some sunlight on your eyeballs and on your skin, and going for a walk is healthy. I like to do it without a shirt on, so I get even more vitamin D. But that may not be you. So walking also helps your lymphatic system. So the other things I do for help, let's talk about the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system is often neglected, but it's the drainage system in your body. It's the sewage system. And if you have if the sewage system in your house is backed up and not healthy, everyone's going to be sick in that house, right? It's going to be gross. Well, that's most people's bodies. They don't have a healthy lymphatic system. And so in my office, I have a rebounder. It's a little trampoline that can help flush the lymphatic system, because the lymphatic system doesn't move on its own. You need to be walking or moving, or jumping can help flush the lymphatic system. Even jumping for like 2 to 5 minutes can really help flush the lymphatic system and make it healthier. The other thing that I'll do in the morning is I will do dry brushing. So it's a natural brush. It's a brush that's made for skin brushing or dry brushing. This has been used by Chinese cultures for like thousands of years, I guess. But you basically brush your entire skin surface of your entire body. So I'll brush, my face, my neck, like everything. And what I find is it gets the lymph moving. It gets my body feeling a lot healthier. And so I do that before I even go for a walk in the morning. I will do dry brushing and brush my entire body so that it makes the skin really soft. It removes dead skin cells. It helps your skin have better oxygenation and breathe, keeps you younger. The lymphatic system is what keeps you looking and feeling young a lot of times, and gives you more energy if it's healthy and clean, because it's able to remove waste and toxins and congestion and buildup in the body. So getting that, using a rebounder, going for walks, dry brushing are ways to improve that. And the other thing that I'll use to help my lymphatic system is a sauna. So I have a infrared sauna. I got one of those 360 lay down portable saunas. It looks like kind of like a rounded tube or coffin I can lay in, and I pull the top part over me. Um, what's really nice about that versus these big room saunas that are really expensive is those big room infrared saunas. The problem is there's no lights or heat generated directly onto the areas where you're sitting, on the backs of your legs, on your buttocks, on your hamstring area, on your calves. Like there's no light there, and sometimes it's just hitting you from the side, maybe from the front. But it's not. I don't feel like it's full. So this is 360. It has a mat with heat and lights. Mine has like rocks of like tourmaline and something else. I don't know, but it's supposed to help with some infrared things and have some benefits. I got mine from like a luxury version from One Love Health. So you can check that out at digit one. It's the digit number one, and then lovehealth.com. So I got one of their luxury models. It's like black, and it's supposed to be low EMF. It's supposed to be low toxicity, like it doesn't have a lot of toxic materials, because when you heat up materials, that can be bad. So it's supposed to be really good. I did a lot of research. That's the one that I use, and I just have it up on a bed in my guest bedroom in the house, and I use that at night. So one of my favorite things to do to end my day is I do my sauna, and then I get into that sauna, and I do it for like 30 minutes, pretty much at the highest heat setting. And you lay down towels on it, so it takes up all the sweat. I lay down towels on it, so it takes up all the sweat, and I sit in that for about 30 minutes. Then I'm really hot and sweaty. The nice thing about that as well is your head can be out. That's too much heat for like your head to be in, right? So I keep my head out, and I can tolerate that a lot longer. I still sweat, my head's sweating, everything's sweating, right? I sweat a ton. And then I get out, I drink a whole bunch of water to replace everything that I just lost. And then I get into it, and I take a cold shower. So cold showers are one of my other secret hacks. So if you shift your body temperature quickly like that, and you do cold, I find I sleep amazingly well. So I do a cold shower, which feels great after doing all that heat, and is also really good for you. cold also helps attack, helps with like brown fat, which eats up your all the fat that you want to go away. And so it just increasing brown fat helps to increase your body's ability to burn fat, increases your metabolism. So doing a cold shower after a hot sauna feels really great. And then I sleep like a baby and I sleep really well. It's increased my sleep score that shows up on my Aura Ring. I have deeper sleep. My recovery is amazing since I've started doing the sauna. My lymphatic system is way healthier since doing the sauna. Highly recommend it. Sweating is super good for you. It releases a lot of gross stuff, a lot of toxins, and then doing those cold showers really helps me um, cool down, which is important. I'm not going to go to bed all super sweaty, right? It helps me cool down, and a lot of other health benefits related to that. Reduces pain, reduces inflammation, increases recovery. So that's my secret hack for super sleep and super recovery is hot sauna, 30 minutes, cold shower, maybe 10, 15 minutes until I feel like I'm just used to the water. I'm comfortable and I'm no longer feeling hot and sweaty. And then I go to bed. So the other thing that's really been helpful that I do in the morning while I'm dry brushing is I have a red light panel, and I got I got two of the biggest ones available from the best ones available from the best company, which is Platinum LED. PlatinumLED.com, I believe, is their website, and I got two of their largest panels. I have them connected together. It only really hits the middle of my body, so I will do uh, 20 minutes front, and then I'll turn around and do 20 minutes on my back. I just stand there naked and do my red light. Red light, I do this in the morning before I go on my walk. I usually do it. I'll do my dry brushing sometimes while I'm doing that, or right after I do my dry brushing, I'll do the red light. But the red light helps boost your metabolism. It helps your mitochondria. It helps improve your health functions. It increases collagen production. So you have healthier, prettier skin if you want that. It's been proven to have like some help with, hair loss and some of these kind of things, but there's a lot of benefits to red light. Some are anecdotal, some are proven by science, but red light seems to be really great. So I'll do, it also helps burn fat and other things. So I'll do 20 minutes of red light front, 20 minutes of red light back. Sometimes maybe every other day or once or twice a week. Instead of doing front and back, I do side and side. So I hit the side of my body and then hit the other side of my body and do the red light so that I'm hitting other areas that aren't normally getting hit. Um, so that is so those are several things that I'm doing for health. Now let's talk about also just calming yourself down. One of the things that I do is I have a membership with a float spa, so I go and do float sessions. So if you've never been in a deprivation tank or a float spa, what they do is you basically lay in really warm water. It's like over body temperature just slightly, and so it's really comfortable to be in, and the air is warm, and it closes on you, and it's a pod, and usually it's lit up at first. You lay in it, but it's full of a lot of magnesium. There's a lot of magnesium, Epsom salts, basically in the water, high grade magnesium, which is super good for your body. It's absorbed through the skin. It's calming, really calming. And there's a lot of health benefits. Most people are magnesium deficient. Just look up magnesium deficiency symptoms and look at the list of symptoms. It's pretty bad. And there's a lot of people that are very deficient in magnesium, and they're focused on trying to solve those problems with weird, like, drugs and things, and they're going to doctors and like have all these problems. And a lot of these things probably could be solved by magnesium deficiency. So I am not a doctor. This is not medical advice, but I do recommend that you go get a doctor. And I recommend you get a functional medicine doctor, which is a standard medical doctor with better skills at identifying how your body will function and how things affect you. And they don't just focus on drugs and surgery. They focus on like getting you tested to figure out what supplements, what nutrition, what gaps, what do you need, what might be going on in your body. For example, I had some heart issues going on, and I went to a functional medicine doctor, tested me, found out I was magnesium deficient. And that was causing my heart to have palpitations. And if I had gone to a standard doctor, they probably would have put me on all sorts of drugs and statins and other things. And I had a client who that's what happened. And he said, I felt worse. So I was having some arrhythmia symptoms. I need some water. Get some water here. Let's talk about water. So my Apple Watch was saying you're having heart arrhythmia stuff going on. My heartbeat was getting really elevated. I didn't know why. Part of it was because I saw some sort of bodybuilding thing, a fitness thing that said, hey, you should take dextrose or maltodextrin after a workout to spike insulin, like to get more muscles. And I was like, that's a great idea. So I was taking sugar basically, which I didn't realize at the time, but I had candida overgrowth or yeast overgrowth in my body. I probably had it for a long time, and that just fed it. And then the candida ate the magnesium, right? That my body needed. And so my heart didn't have what it needed to function healthily and properly. And then I was getting like these issues. I didn't know, this is all hindsight 2020 after going to a functional medicine doctor, getting tested, finding out I had candida overgrowth. I was magnesium deficient. Heart issues went away almost immediately by taking really high grade magnesium supplements. And then I started taking some herbs and cutting out sugar to eliminate the candida overgrowth. Eventually tested that was dealt with and no longer an issue. Candida was also producing a lot of toxins in the body that were giving me migraines and headaches. So I also took, calcium glutarate or some sort of supplement like this that my functional medicine doctor recommended. That also helped to detoxify that because it can pass the blood-brain barrier, and it helped to detox the head and my brain. So I wasn't getting those headaches anymore. So, and after a while, I didn't have those issues. And so if I'd gone to a standard doctor, who knows, I might be dead. So, I'm really grateful for my functional medicine doctor. Shout out to Dr. Roy. So, the other thing that I would recommend is I've shifted. So I was used to do green smoothies. I was a big proponent of green smoothies because I thought greens were the healthiest, most nutritious thing. So I was doing tons of greens, lots of spinach, lots of kale in my smoothies, and which is really hard for humans to digest. It's really hard on our gut. We are not chimps or apes or whatever that eat tons and tons of plants. Well, apes like gorillas eat tons and tons of plants, have a big belly that just ferments, and they eat like tons and tons of this stuff a day, right? To get the protein that they need in order to have the musculature that they have. We're not wired that way. And so I've cut out green smoothies, and started on a carnivore diet based on stuff that I'd seen from people like the Liver King on Instagram and YouTube, Carnivore MD, which I've seen on Instagram and YouTube. And I started like getting more into meat, getting liver in my diet, getting heart in my diet, getting these things. And I found that my inflammation has gone down because plants have a lot of oxalates and other things that plants use to protect themselves from getting eaten. And now I jokingly say to people around me, plants are trying to kill you, because plants really are trying to protect and defend themselves, except the fruit part of the plant. Seeds, though, are a lot of times have a lot of toxic stuff and are not really great for you. So except for the seeds, but usually plants' goal is to get you to eat the fruit, or animals eat the fruit, and then poop those seeds and spread those seeds around, or spit those seeds out, or spread those seeds around so they can procreate and grow, or whatever they do, right? So I found that by cutting out greens and cutting out the toxins and focusing on more of a carnivore diet, along with some fruit and more natural based things like that, I have a lot less stress, a lot less inflammation, a lot less headaches, a lot less joint issues. I'm a lot healthier. And I'm 44. I'm turning 45 this year, people. And I get asked all the time. People are always surprised when I tell them how old my oldest kid is, that they're 20. And they're like, you have a 20-year-old? How old are you? Right. So what are you doing? What's your secret? So I don't know. Maybe it's some of these things, right? So as far as food, I eat a lot of meat. I try to get liver and heart in my meat. There's blends, like different blends of hamburger or buffalo meat that has heart and liver in it. Those are my favorite. And I try to cook it as little as possible. I've even eaten it totally raw before. I know that sounds crazy. So, but there's proponents of eating raw meat. To me, I like it cooked a little bit, and I keep the middle really as raw as possible. And I like to add, what I like to do is add a little sauerkraut on it, and then add maple syrup, like really dark, um, like real maple syrup, and I add a little bit of that, and it's so good. So that's what I eat. Um, so I've mentioned flow sessions. I've mentioned the food. I mentioned a functional medicine doctor. I think I've covered all the major things that I use. So I'd love to hear from you. What hacks do you use? What do you use? Comment in below on any of these videos. If you see this on YouTube, comment below. If you see this on Facebook or Instagram, you comment below. But I'd love to hear, what do you do to improve your health and lower your pressure noise? And what I find is, and if you're a property manager that's stressed out, if you take care of these things and you feel healthier, you have more attention, you'll be able to deal with more problems without them derailing you. You'll be able to deal with more stress, and you'll have a much healthier and happier life. And you'll be able to grow your business and enjoy your day to day. So that is my tips for today. I hope this has been helpful for everybody to get an update on the stuff that I'm using and doing to hack health and my biohacking tendencies. The other thing is I block a lot of blue light during the day unless I'm outside in sunlight. So I'll wear yellow glasses during the day. I'll also wear orange glasses or red glasses at night to block out blue light so I get good sleep. And I think that's about it. So that's it. So we'll go ahead and end this there. And until next time, to our mutual growth. Bye, everyone.